Welcome back to another Valley Sports Plug Arizona Cardinals recap for Week 2 against the New York Giants at home in State Farm Stadium. The final score in this one, 31-28. The New York Giants would get the win, and the Cardinals advanced to 0-2 on the season.
Let's go.
Man, it looked like we were doing good in the first half, doing great in the first half, and then just an absolute mess in the second. The Valley Sports Plug boys are in Pittsburgh this week, so we're doing this one a little bit different. I'm going to pass it over to these guys to share their thoughts on the game and let us know what you think in the comments. So, Michael Benjamin, what did you see in Week 2?
Dude, what a hot start. It was incredible to finally get some points on the board, right? You know, something that we were struggling with last year and continued off of Week 1, just with Joshua Dobbs being so new and trying to figure things out and figure these guys out. And he came out and said on Wednesday, you know, from week to week, they were already so far ahead, and you could see it to start. And man, I mean, we were watching, and Josh was just slinging it, man. He was making the right reads, making easy decisions, using his legs too.
Yep.
And just 9 minutes left in the third quarter is when everything went kaput, and it was something that we're just accustomed to, unfortunately, as Valley fans. And it seemed like that zone defense was really struggling in the second half. 4 straight possessions where the Giants scored, erasing a 21-point deficit. And it's just kind of, what else? What did we? This is what we know, guys. It's crazy, but I know Tallman. I'll put some words in his mouth. We did the same thing that we needed to, right? We were competitive. We stayed in the game, and at the end of the day, we took the L. But it's like those ones are so tough, especially historic losses like that. Those ones are always tough to stomach at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a classic Arizona collapse, right? I mean, you're going to sit here and say it was 20-0 at halftime. And I don't know. I mean, I guess we just didn't have a single answer for Daniel Jones when he was scrambling. I don't know. The tackling was awful in the second half. Yes. But they're giving James Conner 23 carries. Whew. And then that run by Josh Dobbs broke that tackle. That guy is a beast. So I don't know what you guys think about the Josh Dobbs experience so far.
I think he's doing great. Yeah. With what he's been given, the tools he's been given, I'm not upset with Josh Dobbs.
Better than Colt McCoy, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you look at it, he had already eclipsed his passing yards in the first half from Week 1, and 228 yards, 21 of 31. That's great. 1 touchdown. Didn't turn the ball over this time. The penalties
no
killed
more
us.
Fumbles.
The penalties are the things that killed us down the stretch. The false starts, you kill any kind of momentum to win a game, and you're just playing catch up at that point, especially on that last drive. Yeah. It was kind of sad to see he couldn't reach the end zone on that final Hail Mary, but that was like a 70-yard bomb. So there's
he tried. He tried.
Amount of guys that can do that.
Well, and we saw a lot of questionable decisions. I remember there was one, I think it was in the third quarter. It was 3rd and 11, and we dial up a run play that goes absolutely nowhere. We end up getting a field goal on that play, but that's a spot where you still would have had that same field position even if you pass it. I don't know if that's a trust thing with Josh Dobbs or just how the game had been going up to that point. But again, the inexperience of this team, there was a lot of false starts and penalty yards that we surrendered because of that. And it's just that type of stuff that's going to have to get cleaned up. I know we joke, and we were all joking watching this game together, that they went in at halftime and said, guys, we have to tank. We got to get this number 1 pick. And when they do stuff like this, it just makes me believe it even more and more that it's not a conspiracy. But Tallman, do you have any last thoughts on the game?
You guys want to talk about the missed field goal?
To start the game?
Yeah.
I mean, it was 55 yards. It was a pretty deep. I know Prater is like the king of 50-plus yard field goals, but I think I'll give him a pass on that one.
Okay.
Well, and then the other thing too is if you think about it, at the end of the day, you lose by 3 points, so that's something where you could have found yourself winning or leading that game and them tying it, so you have something in overtime. But that was so early in the game, and there was a lot of other mistakes that led to this loss.
No, you're right.
You're right. So,
all right.
Matty P, we're gonna give him a pass on this one. I mean,
it's okay,
all-time leader in points scored in NFL history, right? So he's
Is
done
he
his
really?
job,
Oh,
and he's been pretty solid for us,
good for him.
you know. So
Well, and Tallman, how about Dennis Gardeck? The
Oh,
Barbarian was
the
all over the field.
Barbarian. Oh, 3 sacks week 2. Ooh, he's getting double digit sacks for sure. That was good to see. Love that guy.
Man, and those we're gonna rely on those shining spots like him, Zaven Collins, these guys that are gonna be diamonds in the rough for us. I mean, Buda Baker didn't play in this game; he was out, and our defense still managed to hold up that well in the first half. So I think there is some room for optimism, but it's like balancing tank season versus being competitive in games, and that's what I've at least liked through the first 2 weeks is that we're not getting blown out. These have been close games, but next week's going to be a tough one, fellas, against the
It's
Dallas
really
Cowboys
tough.
at home. I think they're 2-0. We're 0-2. They're rolling, looking real good. That defense is a force to be reckoned with. So we'll be back home in Arizona to make sure we bring you a complete week 3 recap of that one. Make sure you like and subscribe at AZ_VSP on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, and right here on YouTube at Valley Sports Plug and Facebook, of course. But for Michael Benjamin and VSP Tallman, I'm Chris Patrick, and we'll see you next time. Peace.